Hello, everyone. I am Megan King, and people call me the Mom Brain Lady. I'm a parent just like many of you, and I help parents and caregivers navigate what happens to your brain and your life during pregnancy, and especially after baby arrives. So let's start with something you might be feeling right now. It's 2 in the afternoon on a Monday. You've been up since like 5, or maybe you never really went to sleep. Your baby's finally napping, but instead of resting, like they say, sleep when baby sleeps. It's very hard to do though. You are busy trying to remember, did baby eat enough? When was the last diaper change? When's the next pediatrician appointment? Do we have enough wipes? You're so exhausted you could cry. The days have turned into a blur, but you're thinking it's just you and you're supposed to be keeping it all together. So when someone asks you how you're doing, we all often say, "Oh, we're good. I'm just tired," because that's what we're supposed to say, right? If that sounds familiar, or if you're pregnant and worried it might be, I'm really glad you're here. Today, we're going to talk about what actually happens to your brain and your body after baby arrives, why you might feel like you've lost yourself, and most importantly, what can help and where to get support when you need it. So, what's really going on? Why does everything feel so hard? Here's something most people don't tell you. As you become a parent, your brain doesn't just stay the same. It actually changes, reorganizes itself to help you be the best parent for your unique baby. Scientists have a word for it, matrescence, the process of becoming a parent, or specifically in that case, the process, the transition to motherhood. A lot of people might know it as mom brain. It happens to birthing parents and non-birthing parents. Because babies don't come with manuals, your baby is rewiring to help you understand what they need before they even cry. Wake up at the smallest sound, keep track of all those feeding times, diaper counts, sleep schedules, a million new things, and your brain is going to keep learning all kinds of new things as baby's routines change and baby grows. But here's what makes that postpartum period feel so hard. All of this is happening while your hormones are shifting dramatically. You're not sleeping more than a couple hours at a time. Your body is trying to recover from birth. You're learning completely new routines. And again, baby didn't come with a manual. This change doesn't happen overnight. It can take months, even years. You're not supposed to have it all figured out right away. So if you feel like you can't remember if you can't speak, if you can't remember simple things, but somehow you know something's wrong with your baby, or you can understand what baby's cries mean, you are not losing it. Your brain is actually doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So you keep losing your keys, forgetting what day it is, walking into rooms and going, wait, why am I here? But somehow you can sense from across the house that something is off, or you know if baby is starting to feel sick. You're not losing your mind, I promise. Your brain is just prioritizing, putting all of its energy into the most important thing right now, keeping your baby safe. It's a biological function. The hard part is that the rest of the world still expects the old you to show up. Everybody else didn't go through this shift at the same time as you. But you're not that person anymore. Your brain is trying to figure out who this new person is, unlike 3 hours of broken sleep and wild hormones. So yeah, it makes sense that you can't remember where you put your phone. Your brain has bigger priorities right now. And on top of all that brain change, there's something else happening that nobody else sees. After baby arrives, there's this whole new level of work that's happening in your head that no one else can see. Lately, we've been calling it the mental load, the last decade or two, and it's invisible, but it's real. Part of it is the cognitive labor, the thinking work, remembering all those appointments, tracking feeding times, noticing that you're running low on diapers in the middle of the night and forgot to get them, planning the whole day around those nap schedules. The other side of it is the emotional labor, all that feeling work, worrying if everybody's eating enough, managing your own anxiety, your own emotions, soothing a crying baby while trying to stay calm yourself. Here's what makes it exhausting. All of this invisible work is happening on top of everything you were managing before baby arrived. Your partner, your family, they might see you sitting on the couch feeding the baby and think you're resting, but your brain is working overtime. So your brain is changing, you're carrying this invisible mental load, and you are exhausted. What actually helps? I'm going to share 3 things that you can try. These things don't cost any money, they don't take a lot of time, they're pretty easy to learn, and they actually work for our postpartum brains. So the first one is for your thinking brain. The second one is for your stressed out body. And the third one is for how you talk to yourself when things feel really hard. Before we get into them, grab something to take notes with. Your brain's already full, and you probably are running on very little sleep. I don't want you to walk away thinking, well, that sounded helpful, but I can't remember what she said. So if something clicks for you, write it down, put it in a notes app. You only have to worry about the parts that matter to you, but make sure you write them down. Because trust me, I've been there. We all forget. All right, let's start with our brain. So, your brain wasn't meant to hold it all. After baby arrives, your brain is holding so much. Feeding schedules, appointment times, we've talked about this, the diaper inventory. Do you have enough formula? Worries, random thoughts. Comparing ourselves to others. So, your brain isn't meant to be a filing cabinet, especially on broken sleep. You can support it with good nutrition, hydration, and getting sleep when you can. And then the best support that you can give yourself when your brain feels overwhelmed is to get it out of your head, something that's typically called a brain dump. Here's what you do. I'm going to fix this so the visual shows up. But grab any paper and pen, set a timer for 2 minutes. Write down everything in your head, baby tasks, worries, errands, random thoughts, all of it. Don't organize it, just dump it and get it out of your head. When the timer goes off and when you're done, circle only what has to happen today. What is the most mission critical piece on that paper? You don't need to carry it all in your head. Everything else can go on a list for later. Or you can look through and decide what you aren't supposed to be carrying and let it go. When you write things down, your brain doesn't have to work so hard to remember them all. This is especially important postpartum when your brain's already exhausted. Here's the thing, you don't need a fancy app or a system. If you have a notes app you love, then go with it. But simple paper and pen also gets the job done. So just grab some paper and a pen and take 2 minutes and dump everything out of your head. Pick one thing and start there. All right, that's for your brain. Let's talk about your body. So after baby arrives, your body is often stuck in stress mode. We've learned it as fight, flight, or freeze, your stress response. You're on high alert all the time, listening for cries, ready to jump up, running on adrenaline because you're not sleeping. Your nervous system doesn't get a break, and all that chronic stress starts to build up in your body. So you can make sure to rest when you can. Set aside time just for you and your needs. That doesn't just mean getting a bathroom break. That's more than a bathroom break. Making sure to get some movement in. Stroller walks are a great way to decompress. And finally, here's a tool that can help you calm down your body fast. It's called rhythmic sighing. Here's how it works, and we're going to try it together right now. We're just going to do it once, but your goal is to do it at least 3 to 5 times or up to 5 minutes if you have the time. So we're going to take a deep breath in to fill your lungs through your nose, and then you're going to take one last sniff to top it all off. And then one long sigh out through your mouth and relax. Let everything out. We're going to do that 3 to 5 times. For today, we're just going to practice together once, and then you can practice some more on your own, or you can pause the video and replay it again and try it a few times. So take a deep breath in through your nose, sniff, and sigh it out and relax. Let your shoulders relax. Let your body relax. Ah, all right. So you would do that 3 to 5 times at a minimum. You'll start to feel a little bit lightheaded, and then you'll really feel relaxed. This is one that you can actually feel work in the moment. It's not one that you have to do repeatedly over time to start to notice the difference. All right, so you can do this while you're feeding your baby, rocking them to sleep in the middle of the night when you can't fall back to sleep. This is a great one. Or anytime you just feel your shoulders creeping up and you're getting really stressed out. Research shows that this breathing pattern calms down your nervous system faster than almost any other technique. And postpartum, when your body's running on stress and broken sleep, giving yourself a chance to reset, even for 2 minutes, makes a big difference. So that's for your body. Let's talk about that voice in your head. All right. So after baby arrives, there's this voice in your head that says, I should know how to do this. Everyone else has it figured out, or I'm failing as a parent. Something we often forget is that we get to choose how we talk to ourselves. And if you can shift your mindset, you'll find that you're able to be more resilient, especially when the unexpected happens. I can tell you about unexpected another time. I had a baby poop on a wall. I can laugh about it now. It was a little stressful in the moment. So here's the shift. Every time you can catch yourself thinking, I know I should know how to do this, or I'm doing it wrong, or you are just, that voice in your head is being very critical. I want you to pause and out loud or in your head, consciously make that shift. Instead of I'm doing it wrong, remind yourself, I'm learning how to do this. This is new to me. It's okay that it's hard. It's something new. And trust me, as a parent, there are a lot of new experiences. And remember, it's the truth. You are learning. You're learning how your baby communicates. You're learning what your baby needs. You're learning how to parent on no sleep. And you're learning who you are in this completely new role. This isn't something you're supposed to know already. You are in the learning phase. Learning takes time. It takes mistakes. It takes figuring things out as you go. When you shift from, I should know, to, I'm learning, you give yourself permission to be exactly where you are. Not perfect, just learning. That shift right there helps your brain relax and actually find solutions instead of spiraling into self-criticism. All right, those are 3 things that you can try, but sometimes what you experience is more than just normal stress and overwhelm. Everything I've shared so far can help with the typical stress and overwhelm of the postpartum period, but sometimes you're experiencing more than that. And I can say from personal experience that experiencing more than that is really hard, and it's hard to ask for help. So let's talk about the difference between baby blues and perinatal mood and anxiety disorders. We call them PMADs. All right, so baby blues happen to about 80% of new parents in the first 2 weeks after baby arrives. You might feel really weepy or emotional, anxious, overwhelmed, moody, irritable. But the thing about baby blues is that they're temporary. They'll go away on their own within a few weeks as your hormones start to level out and as you start to get used to this new routine and this whole new shift in your life. PMADs are different. They're more intense, they last longer, and they don't go away on their own. When I say more intense, I personally can say that anxiety that just doesn't make sense. I would panic when my baby, who was 7 or 8 months old, fell asleep sitting up. That's not typical. So some of these things, postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, I'll talk about them here on the next slide. These are cases where getting help and support is the right thing to do, and it's best for you so that you can be in the best space to be able to take care of your baby and enjoy parenthood. Enjoy all those little moments. So here's what I want you to remember is that perinatal mental health affects 1 in 5 mothers and 1 in 10 fathers. So 20% of moms and 10% of dads, they're common, they're not your fault, and they're treatable. So how do you know if you're needing extra support or if what you're feeling needs extra support? These are the main types of PMADs. I'm not going to go through each one in detail. We don't have time, but I want you to see them so you know they exist. They can affect anyone, any age, any background, any family structure. They're caused by hormone shifts, sleep deprivation, past history, just brain chemistry. So we've got just a few on this slide, but if you're feeling anything where you feel like you just want to talk to someone, that's okay. So we've got postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, which are 2 of the most commonly talked about. There's also panic disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, bipolar disorders, postpartum PTSD, especially if you've had a traumatic birth experience, and perinatal postpartum psychosis. Again, they're not your fault. They're treatable. I'm going to keep saying that because how you feel isn't your fault. This is a huge shift and transition in your life. Here are some signs that you might need to look for some extra support. If you're experiencing any of these, reach out for help. Feeling hopeless, like nothing will ever get better, extreme worry or panic attacks, intrusive scary thoughts that won't go away, anger or rage that feels out of control, thoughts about hurting yourself, thoughts about hurting your baby, feeling numb or disconnected from your baby. These aren't signs that you're a bad parent. They're signs that your brain needs extra support. The same way you'd need support if you broke your leg. It's a medical issue. It's treatable. And here's what I want you to hear. You don't have to be in crisis to reach out. If you're struggling and you're not sure if what you're feeling is normal, call anyway. Let someone else help you figure it out. Here's something that's really practical if you're in the moment and feeling overwhelmed. So if baby's crying is overwhelming you and you've tried everything and nothing's working, it's okay to not be okay. And if you feel like, so parenting is a hard job. If you feel like you just can't handle it in this moment, it's okay to put baby down in a safe sleep space and walk away for a few minutes. Put baby in their crib or bassinet, make sure they're safe, step into another room. Take some deep breaths, call a friend, splash water on your face. Do what you need to do to calm yourself down. Baby needs you to be calm and collected more than they need you to keep trying to soothe them when you're at your limit. You can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself is taking care of your baby. It's okay to need a break, and it's okay to ask for help. If you need support beyond what you can manage on your own, or you don't have the village there to help you, here's where to call. There's a free helpline you can call or text right now, anytime, day and night. It's 1-800-944-4773, and that'll take you to Postpartum Support International's helpline. If you speak Spanish, you can call that number and press 1 for Spanish, or you can text to 971-203-7773 in Spanish, and they'll reply. If you're pregnant and feeling anxious or depressed, if you just had a baby and something doesn't feel right, if your baby's 6 months old, a year old, even 2 years old, if you're a mom, a dad, a partner, a grandparent, it doesn't matter. This support is for everyone. When you call, they'll listen to you without judgment. It's confidential. They'll help you figure out if what you're feeling is baby blues or something more. They'll connect you with local therapists, support groups, or other resources, depending on what's right for you. They'll answer your questions and offer reassurance if you just need someone to talk to. You don't have to be in crisis. You're not struggling. If you're not sure if this is normal or if you need reassurance, that right there is enough. Call. Here's something important. Reaching out for help protects you and your baby. Getting support is the responsible thing to do. It doesn't mean anyone will take your baby away. It means you're taking care of your family. I'm going to say the number one more time. 1-800-944-4773. Now, if you're here because you want to support someone who just had a baby, here's what can help parents. Having friends and family who genuinely want to support you is a wonderful thing. So here are some ideas of what to offer and ask for. If you want to be helpful to a family postpartum, take on tasks without being asked, listen without trying to fix. Don't say, oh, let me know if you need anything, and say, I'm bringing dinner on Tuesday, or I'm coming over to do laundry. If you're a new parent, it's okay for you to ask for what you need. People do want to help and support you. You can say things like, I need you to take the baby for an hour and sit here on the couch and hold them so that I can take a rest. Or could you pick up diapers on the way over? They're in size 1 now. Or just say, I need you to listen. I don't need advice right now. I just need to get everything off my chest. Using your voice to ask for help is a strength, not a weakness. And speaking of support, there's a whole village of professionals who specialize in this. They specialize in supporting new parents, and a lot of people, including me when I had my kids, didn't even know some of these existed. There are postpartum doulas who help with baby care and recovery, lactation consultants who help with feeding, as well as perinatal and postpartum and infant nutritionists and registered dietitians. There are parent coaches to help you learn new parenting skills, mental health and focus coaches like me who help you navigate your changing brain and identity, perinatal therapists who specialize in pregnancy and postpartum mental health, sleep consultants, so many people specializing in this space. There is someone local to you who is prepared to be your village, even if you feel like you don't have one. Here's the good news. Many of these professionals also can take insurance or offer sliding scale fees. You don't have to figure this out alone. Support does exist. So what I want you to remember as you leave is that after baby arrives, your brain changes and your hormones shift. Your sleep is broken. You're learning entirely new routines, and all of that is real. All of that is hard. You might feel lost. You might feel like you're drowning. And that doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. The postpartum period is one of the most intense transitions a human being can go through. And you're doing it on very little sleep with a brand new entire human being person depending on you. You're not broken, and you're not doing it wrong. With the right tools and the right support and people who understand, you're going to make it through. Not perfectly, but in your own perfect way. Well enough is enough, and you are enough. Thank you so much for being here today. If something I said hit home, write it down. Your brain's already holding a lot. Let the paper or an app hold this for you. Remember, if you need support, the Postpartum Support International Helpline is 1-800-944-4773. Thank you for showing up for yourself and your baby, even when things are hard. That takes real courage.